Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are talking about the Arrivals Thread Group in JMeter, which is a powerful tool for controlling the flow of traffic into your application. So think of it this way. So instead of dumping specific number of users or the number of users or load into your system at once, in this active arrivals thread group, you are controlling how many new customers walk through the front door every second or every minute. So you are controlling how much traffic is going through your application at any given second or minute. So how to add this nice tool, this thread group, is to right click on your test plan and then go to the threads and then select this arrivals thread group. So you can see here all the settings, and there is a nice graph that reflects your settings, and let's go through it one by one. So you can give it a name here and then your comments so your team members can understand what this thread group is meant for. So, and then next one is what the action to be taken by JMeter. What do you want JMeter to do when it sees an error while running the test? Do you want it to continue, ignore the error and keep running the test, or start a new user, spin a new thread loop, or stop the thread gracefully, or stop the entire test gracefully, or stop the test immediately? So keep it continue. That's what you will do usually. And let's go through the fields one by one. An arrival thread group, this is the most important one. So here you specify the number of arrivals, number of users. Let's say you have a shopping website and you want to say, I need to see 10 users coming to my website every minute. Or you can toggle the time unit here and say, I want, if you have a really large site like eBay or Amazon, I want to see 10 users coming every 10 seconds. So what this will do is JMeter will if you set this goal, then you are telling JMeter to start 10 new users or 10 new threads every single second. So it will start a journey. And you might have a script under this thread group like login all the way to adding items to cart and checking out. So each user, 10 users will come and then start their journey, logging in, adding items to cart, and then finally checking out and logging out of the application. And the next one is the ramp up time, and how smooth you want JMeter to ramp up the load, add the load. Do you want these 10 users to be added in 30 seconds? Or let's say if you say 10 seconds, or let's say we have 10 seconds here, that means it's going to ramp up it's going to add 10 users within that window, 10-second window. So if you want that 10 users every second to happen really slow or really fast, let's say in 2 seconds I want to reach the 10 user. So this is a ramp up time. And the steps is these two settings are how you want to create a smooth gradual increase in load. For example, if you say the step count is 5, then it's going to, and this one say 20 seconds. So you can see the step count is how much count. It's not going to reach 10 users immediately. It's going to do it in steps, 5 steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So 10 target rate is achieved in each step. So slowly, one step at a time. So if you want to do it really fast, then you can jump to 5 users and then jump to 5 users. So that's the steps ramp up speed you want to JMeter to do. So instead of suddenly increasing the load to 10 user, you are breaking that into steps, 5 user and then 5 user. And the next one is the most important one, the load hold target rate limit. So this defines how long you want to maintain that peak traffic. So let's say I have 10 users every second and you want to run the test for 3 minutes, so 180 seconds. So you can see here the total arrivals is 1950. So this is for 1 second you have 10 users. So for 180 seconds, so multiply that by 10. So it's approximately 1950 total arrivals. So what this whole target rate is is I can explain you in detail. So that's how long you want the JMeter to simulate the arrival traffic. So let me dig more into this so you can understand more. So let's say, for example, in this setting we have 180 seconds, right? So once the ramp up of 10 users is complete, the test is going to the JMeter is continue to add 10 users every second until 3 minutes until 3 minutes passes. So that's how. So the test is not going to run forever. So once the timer expires, right? So once the 180 seconds reached, it's not going to add any more users at this rate of 10 users per second. So in short, it is the duration setting for your peak traffic control. So if you want to stress test your system for 10 minutes, or let's say you can say 600 users, so that's how much long duration the JMeter is going to keep adding the 10 users every second. So let's say the first second it's going to add 10 users, and the next second 10 users, so it's going to increase 10, 20, 30, 40, and at the 10th minute you will see a total of 6,150 total arrivals. You might be thinking, am I going to subject my web application or API with this 6,150 users after 10 minutes? No. What happens is, when JMeter adds 10 users per second, all 10 users are, let's say, they are going to log in, add some items to the cart, and then check out, and they finish their task. They are not going to stay there forever. So when JMeter adds 10 users, they are going to perform their journey, from login to logout, and then JMeter will keep adding 10 users per second. So as users come in, they are going to finish their journey, logging in and logging out. So at any instance, you might see some users taking 5 seconds to complete the journey from start to end, from login to logout. So as JMeter adds more users, you might see at some point, let's say after 5 minutes, here we have a total of 10-minute load test time, but after 5 minutes you might see 200 users, after 6 minutes you might see 100 users, and then after 7 minutes you might see 300 users. So basically what it means, this whole time means, is that the JMeter is not going to increase the load. It doesn't look like that. So it's going to add the load, 10 users per second, and then those users come in. That's why we call it as arrivals. So they start their new user journey, and then the test concludes automatically once the threads that are currently active finish their journey. So this is your duration dial. So if you want to run the test longer, you can increase this number to 6,000. That doesn't mean you're going to add 60,000 users. That's a high load. What this means is, this is the number of users you're simulating. So they are coming in, opening the door, going to the front door of your shop, picking some items and checking out and leaving the store. So imagine this, 10 people come to your store every second. They come in and then they take their own time, maybe add 2 items, 3 items to their cart, check in, check out. So there might be some delay in the checkout because your payment application is slower, so you can find those performance issues. So at any one point, you see 10 users coming into your front door of your shop, finishing their task, checking in. So that's how it is. So just because 10 users come into the shop doesn't mean after 5 minutes you will see 1,000 users inside your shop. So retail shop or any shop, imagine. So some are going to check out. So at any one point you might see 500 people at the store, and then after 1 minute if you see, there might be 600 people, and then suddenly you might see 200 people, because most of them checked out early, or their checkout process is faster because the performance is excellent. So that's how it is to understand this numbers, the arrival rate. So that's how useful it is. So this is a unique thread group to simulate this kind of traffic. So that's what separates this thread group with others. So this is a perfect setup, so you can play around and you can control the ramp up time and see how you can simulate the load. So this is how you set up this thread group. So in another video we can explore other thread groups. The next one I'm going to show you is this stepping thread group, and we will see how that works. So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.